And speaking of which, it is also pointed out whereby he, as you mentioned just now, you said that he's guilty of listening to advice from his advisors. One of them was, of course, Bank Negara Governor then, Ms. Zeti Aziz, on certain transactions, right?
Yes.
Now, but come on, is this enough to cast doubt on his guilt? Because claiming ignorance does not mitigate guilt.
I agree with you 100%. Claiming ignorance does not mitigate any guilt. But as he claimed, if you are told by the then sitting governor of Bank Negara, the head of the regulatory board, that you can actually go ahead and do these things, you would go ahead, because if the head is telling you that you can do this, you can, of course, and that's in contention, right? Because Zeti says she did not say that. So then it goes up to the credibility of Tan Sri Zeti, right? Her credibility. Then we find out that she, who was supposed to be a witness against Najib, was removed from the case. Then we also find out that in a press statement from the MACC, right, money was returned, 100 million US dollars were returned from Singapore, right? The Criminal Affairs Division in Singapore returned that money because it was money in Zeti's husband's account. Again, I'm not saying this. Yeah. This is what was said by the MACC and Singapore's CAD.
And this was known then
right?
as well. Yeah.
And this 100 million, they said was linked to Jolo and 1MDB. Okay? So at that point, you have to ask yourself, what is the credibility of this individual and their witnesses? Because this money that was involved in 1MDB and paid by Jolo was kept in Singapore. And nobody knew about it. And the CAD had submitted this report, funnily enough, in 2015, when Zeti was governor of Bank Negara, to Bank Negara for investigation. What happened to that report?
Gone with the wind.
Was there action taken on that report?
No.
We don't know. We don't know. So you have to question the credibility of the witnesses involved in this case.
Correct.
So at which point you have to ask, so maybe Dr. Sri Najib did tell the truth. Maybe this is what did transpire. But because of these interests of these individuals who were bought by the mastermind around Najib, purchased all these people, he was given the wrong information. That's why I say he was a patsy. This is why.